thank you to our wonderful panelists. How are you guys this morning?
Good morning. Doing well. How are you?
Doing great.
Very good.
Doing great.
Yeah. Life is good.
And I should tell our attendees that Melissa's office, we just found out, is doing a fire drill at 10. So she may be jumping up and running off.
Running off.
But she'll be back hopefully soon.
So
you never know what's going to happen.
No.
We've got a few more people filing in. I'm going to give it another couple of minutes here.
Okay.
So I locked the door and my children are trying to break in right now.
Already?
Yeah, they are. They've already come around and made faces at me in the window. Why won't you let me in? So if I have to pause for a second and turn my video around so I can quickly shoot them in the eye, I might have to do that.
Yeah. I know, it's funny, all the noises and things that have been going on in everyone's environments.
Yeah, we can play What's That Noise, I'm sure, in most of our Zoom calls.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've all gotten used to the dog barking and the children.
Yeah. Yes.
Like,
I
that's
think
part of the course. Seeing a cat walk across the screen is like, that happens every Zoom now, you know?
I love that. That's my favorite.
Memphis is likely to be a train that goes by because the train's very loud right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I have that because I live downtown, so you can hear the train come by every now and then. I'm like,
this one's almost arm's length from our building. I mean, it's just really, really close. And
oh my gosh.
Crossing is right there too, so
Mm-hmm.
loud. And the train always wins. Nobody can talk about that train.
Exactly. You just have to wait. Well, good morning again, everybody. We're just having a little chat while we wait for more of our attendees to file into our room. So just good morning to you guys too.
Mm-hmm. And who has coffee? Let me see everybody's coffee. Anybody?
I have coffee. I have
no
a
coffee?
Giant glass of water.
Oh.
I'm still working on my morning coffee. And I got this really cool gadget for heating my coffee. I just stick my mug on it and it plugs in. I love that. It's my like can't live without right now.
Karen Ganote has one of those.
Mm-hmm.
She's a big coffee drinker. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Brenda. Oh, Brenda, you were saying that to everyone else.
Well, you and everyone. I realized I was on private with Katie. I shared it with everybody.
Excellent. Well, hello, everybody. We'll go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for being here. We're so excited to get to continue our webinar series. We've been going for several weeks now, as you guys know, every Thursday, presenting some kind of content for y'all, and also just kind of a way to help us all feel connected during these unusual times. So thanks for tuning in. And just a couple housekeeping things. If you have any other windows open or email or anything else, it's probably best to go ahead and close those, and it'll keep you from buffering, keep the speeds going and all that good stuff. Not too much of a tax on the internet. But we also are gonna, you guys who are attending are all muted and we cannot see you. So it's nothing personal, it's just the way webinars are. But we do wanna hear from you and we want you to participate. So please use the chat bubble. If you hover over the bottom of your screen, there's a talk bubble icon and you can click on that and you can chat with just the panelists, just someone else, or everyone. So please jump on, say hi, say good morning, tell us if you're having coffee or what you're having. And there's also a Q&A feature, which is like 2 talk bubbles, and it says Q&A. It should be next to the chat button. So if you have a question, try to use the Q&A feature versus chat. Sometimes the chat log gets kind of clogged up, but if you use that Q&A feature, we'll be sure to ask your question live during the session. So I just want to say thank you to our amazing panelists for being here. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Real quick though, a plug for our next webinar. Next week is May 21st already. And we're doing Forget the Pivot, Go for the Bounce with Terry Murphy. And many of you know Terry. She's an amazing instructor. And if you've gone through Leadership MAAR in the past couple of years, she's our instructor for that now. I'm lucky enough to be in the class this year, and she's just incredible and super inspiring. So I feel really lucky to get to learn from her. So I hope you'll tune in next week. It's going to be absolutely awesome. We'll be spending the whole hour with Terry. It's just going to be the Terry show. So that'll be great. And she's talking about how to turn this timeout into a knockout opportunity for you. Okay, so on to our amazing panelists. So our moderator today is Brenda Hampton, and she's the president of our Education Foundation. So we thought there was no one better to moderate a professional development panel than Brenda. So thank you, and thanks for your service on the Education Foundation, Brenda.
Thank you. Thank you.
We also have Tommie Criswell, who is the Education Foundation president-elect. So she'll be taking over the reins next year for the Education Foundation from Brenda. So they make a great team. Thank you. Kelly Jones, who's the RPAC committee co-chair. And you guys know Kelly, she's a powerhouse, a marketing guru, and all around fun and great person. And we love her. And we also have Greg Renfrow, who's on our board of directors. Hi, Greg. Good morning. And Melissa Thompson, who is our professional development committee chair. And that's a committee under our Education Foundation. Also want to give a shout out to a few of our sponsors this morning. They are so amazing and continue to support us even as we are operating virtually. So we really appreciate them staying connected to us and staying entrenched in our community and our Realtor family. So Community Mortgage and Evolve Bank and Trust, and Bank of England Mortgage and Mortgage Financial Services. So thank you to our sponsors. We appreciate all of you so much. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Brenda and let you run the show.
Thank you, Katie. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We're here to talk to you today, of course, as Katie said, about all things professional development and education. And we want to start this morning with talking about NARS Commitment to Excellence, or C2EX. And to read directly from NARS website, Commitment to Excellence, or C2EX, from the National Association of Realtors, empowers realtors to evaluate, enhance, and showcase their highest level of professionalism. You should know it's not a class, a course, or a designation. It is actually an endorsement or a seal of approval, if you will. And to date, over 50,000 of NARS members are participating in the C2EX endorsement. And I want to give a shout out to Regina Hubbard, because she challenged me to become C2EX endorsed. And I want to say today that, Regina, I've met that challenge and I'm C2EX endorsed. And I want to ask the panel, who else has taken the C2EX endorsement platform? Are you in the midst of it, or are you, have you achieved it? Share with me what your thoughts are. Hey, Tommie.
Hey, Brenda. Good morning, and thank you. Good morning, everyone. I have actually opened the platform, and I think I filled out my name. That's about as far as I've gotten. I had all intents and purposes of getting that done during the shutdown, but other things got in the way. We've been incredibly busy, believe it or not, state related. But it thrills me to see so many of our Memphis group doing it, and I know a bunch of our panelists have already received their C2X endorsement.
Absolutely. And congratulations for opening your platform, because I know you'll get through that with a breeze. Want to also say that our MAAR staff, Kate Redden and O'Hara Kessler. O'Hara is the Director of Education for MAAR. They've also completed the C2EX, and they are now endorsed. Is anyone else? Greg, have you become endorsed?
Yes, Brenda, I have. I finished that probably earlier this year, and it's a wonderful endorsement that NAR does offer the members. and it uses AI intelligence. So you answer a series of questions before each assessment. So then it takes that information to figure out some of your weaknesses and strengths, and then it guides you through that assessment based on the way that you answer the questions. It's a free endorsement from NAR, and it's a wonderful tool. I learned a lot while I took it, and I think it's a very beneficial, thing that NAR offers all of our members. So I highly recommend everyone to get that endorsement, and I would love to see the whole association have 100% endorsed from that. That'd be great. And it just really helps raise the bar professionally amongst all of us realtors.
Yes, I agree. And as you said, the tasks within the platform are totally based on your personal assessment knowledge. Wherever your level, once you take the assessment, whatever your knowledge level is, it gives you tasks based on that. And then it gives you a little mini quiz in the end so that you can move on to the next platform. And there are, I believe, 10 different categories, from code of ethics to safety and beyond. So I personally want to challenge every committee chair to talk to your committees about C2EX and challenge them to become endorsed. Melissa, how about you?
I'm in the process as well. I kind of started like Tommie, a little bit further along, but not much. But started it thinking, well, I have all kinds of time, and then not so much. So I can circle back around to it and get it finished.
Life, right? Life and work.
Yes.
Yeah. Tommie, as a broker, how are you challenging your office maybe to become C2EX endorsed?
Well, it's always good to lead by example, and so far that example has not been the best when it comes to C2X, but we are talking about it in our meetings. We are encouraging participation at MAAR. One of the things when I first got started in real estate, my mentor, Tommie Criswell, told me that the best thing I could do for my career was to learn all of the people and all the people we do business with, and the best way to do that is to get involved at MAAR. And I did. My first committee actually was the Education Foundation. I was the one who brought the breakfast to all those early morning classes. I worked along with Linda Arnold for a long time. So education, professional development, all of those things have been crucial to me. I became an education junkie. I recommend that to my office. And I dare to say my office has huge participation. We have 2 current board of directors here, people that serve on the Education Foundation. It's a critical piece of who we are and how we become professionals in our industry.
Absolutely, and I'm sure you would agree that our clients deserve the best realtor, the best and most professional realtor that they can have, and education is the key to that. Yes. So we would like to encourage you to go to www.c2ex.realtor to get started on your C2EX endorsement. And also, this C2EX endorsement now meets the NAR Code of Ethics requirement for this particular cycle. So once you've been endorsed in this particular cycle, that Code of Ethics requirement has automatically been met. So that's a good thing as well. All right. Oh, also, if you're tuning in and you've achieved your C2EX endorsement, pop it in chat and let us know. We're going to try to give you a little shout out and let everybody know some of you that have been endorsed so far. Anyone else want to share anything C2EX?
I just saw that affiliates can be C2EX certified. So I will be getting that ASAP. I'm very excited about that. It's always fun to be able to participate more in what realtors do, and I'm really excited to do that. So RPAC and C2EX, gonna get it.
Thank you, Kelly. Let us know when you're endorsed. I'm sure you'll post it everywhere.
I will.
And let us know. All right. So we'll move on to something else exciting. National Association of Realtors is supporting us in all kinds of ways. And another way is with Right Tools Right Now. which can be found at nar.realtor/RTRN. Right Tools right now, as NAR has it on their website, in light of the challenge presented by COVID, of course, and the impact on the real estate industry, NAR is now taking the steps to support its members in these uncertain times via the Right Tools Right Now initiative. And what this is they're offering free classes, free certification classes, 3 of which are ePro, PSA, Pricing Strategies Advisor, and also At Home with Diversity. And those 3 certification classes are free through May 31st. If you go to the website and sign up. And also there are a whole host of classes that are 30% off through August 31st. So I would like to chat with everybody today to see who's taking advantage of any of the certification classes that NAR is offering to the membership for free, or any of the discounted classes which they're offering.
Hey, Brenda.
Hey, Greg.
Wanted to let you know, yes, I have signed up for the ePro class, and that is, like you said, it's a free class through NAR, and you get 12 hours of CE credit. So
12 hours, that's right.
12 hours. And I did sign up for the Price Strategies, Mastering the CMA, and that offers 6 hours of CE credit.
Great.
So I'm in the process. I have not finished it, but I am online every night, couple hours finishing those classes. So I highly recommend those, and they're really good. It's some very good knowledge for us, and gives us some good ways to market and, you know, promote our business.
Absolutely. I'm like you. I'm in the process of ePro and Pricing Strategies, and several others. So it's a juggle, but I have the time. So, and you know, whether you're an experienced realtor polishing your skills, or you're a brand new realtor during this downtime, with availability of free classes, it enhances your professionalism and your education. So I highly recommend that you all check out these classes and sign up. Who else has taken advantage of some of the offerings from NAR?
Brenda, I haven't personally taken advantage of any of the training classes, but several of the agents in my office have, especially ePro. And that I got that certification years ago. I'm sure it wouldn't hurt to be updated, because technology does change every 30 seconds or so.
Yes.
But several of the agents in the office have. I've heard good reports about the online training too, that it's really easy to follow and really fun to do.
Awesome. And Melissa, I know you've had, I think you've already taken ePro and PSA.
I have, yes.
Yeah. Can you talk to us a little bit about how they've enhanced your business and your professionalism?
Sure. And so my background, well, education, a teacher to begin with, but then secondly, my dad is Gary Bloom, so huge educator.
Absolutely.
So getting into the business, my dad was like, take all the education that you can. So it's like as early as you can, you know, constantly. And I'm a learner at heart. So I love, you know, learning and getting better at our job, honestly. But there's also stats that show that you make more money with the more education that you have.
Absolutely.
You know, you can get in so easy and just get your license, and that's not normal for other jobs, you know. So I just think we have to continually be upping our game, but the stats are there to help you financially too, the more education that you get. So I just think they're great courses. They're relatively easy to do it at night in your time frame kind of thing. So we should take advantage of them.
That sounds good. I learned something new. I didn't know you were a teacher first.
Yes, not for long.
But you're right, education is key. Greg, we were going to say something.
Yeah, something we need to keep in mind. I took ePro like 10 years ago, and as long as you don't use that in the same cycle, you can still get TREC credit for those hours, even though you have took, you know, I took it a long time ago. So keep that in mind.
And also, for those that don't know, ePro teaches high-level digital marketing, social media, sustainable content, and stats, data privacy, and all of those things. So it's definitely relevant to what we're doing today. Kelly, did you have something to offer?
Not on the NAR level, but I know that MAAR offers a lot of these classes. you know, I know there are opportunities as an affiliate to sponsor these classes, and that's always a great way to get in front of the people that you want to market to. But I would highly encourage all affiliates, if possible, to engage in some of those classes from a learning perspective.
Absolutely.
You know, if you sponsor one of those classes, you have the ability to be in there that day or for that whole series. And I wanted to highlight a couple that I have been a part of, that I've sponsored and I really enjoyed. I love the negotiation class, and that is a designation class. So I can't get that designation, but that negotiation class was fantastic.
And
I love
that's
that class.
the Renee class that you're speaking of.
Yes, yes. And then SRS, as an affiliate, you may see the list of classes and say, maybe, you know, crawl space is not something that maybe you can get in, you would be beneficial to your business. But if you work with a realtor, you work with people that want to be better for sellers. So SRS is a great one. Also, GRI is a great class. I know that's a great class for any realtor, especially some of the new ones to get involved with. I love the GRI classes, and then the ABR class for buyer representation. So those are some that I really enjoy being a part of, and I always get knowledge from those classes. And if not, being able to learn shoulder to shoulder with the people that you're marketing to, it shows that you're invested in what they care about and what they're learning. And instead of marketing at someone, you're there with them in the mix. And that's what takes your participation and your marketing to a different level, when people trust you and they know that you care about what they care about.
Absolutely. And for all the affiliates that didn't know, that's great information, that if you are the sponsor of the day for a class, I believe MAAR welcomes you to be able to sit in that class. I know in RRC, I co-chair that committee. When you're sponsor, we invite you in so that you can sit in and like you said, take advantage of the education, and see how the agents are responding to the information that they get. Find out what's important to them. So thank you for sharing that. We appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Anyone else? Okay. Want to again just reiterate that the website, and I know they're going to put it in the chat, is nar.realtor/RTRN, Right Tools Right Now Initiative, compliments of National Association of Realtors. And I know that when you go to that site, NAR is offering a lot of other free things for realtors. Telemed among others. So take an opportunity and some time to just scan the website at NAR and see what all of the things that they're offering us during this time. Okay, thank you. Okay, so also back to Kelly. You ready?
Yeah.
An affiliate partner, and you spoke on this a little bit prior. What are some of the podcasts, webinars, marketing videos that you're listening to enhance your business?
Okay, so I am not ashamed that I took notes, and I don't have sticky notes, so I can't do it all over the place. But I want to talk about this for a second. When you're talking about personal development, really, personal development is not just, a series of classes or a new skill that you learn. It's the content that you're consuming on a daily basis and on a weekly basis. So if you think of personal development as little pieces of information that you're constantly learning, and then a year or 2 years from now, you're at a totally different level. So one of the things that I do is sadly, I am not a voracious reader. I'm just not. I got things here, I got things there, I got a lot of things going on. Eventually I'll get to an Audible book every once in a while, but I like little things that I can consume on a regular basis. So what I do every day is, I know we all get opportunities to get newsletters of all kinds every day, but what I do is I've assembled my morning newsletters. They come into my inbox at an early time every morning, and as soon as I get up, there's lots of things that I can do without having to watch something. So I got to get my makeup, I got to get the kids ready, I got to get all these things done. So what I do is I go to my email, I click on the first newsletter and I say, Siri, speak screen. And it speaks the entire newsletter to me so that I don't have to read it, which is nice. So my favorite newsletters that I do, this is how I start my day. And I know Tommie really likes this one too. It is one of my absolute favorites. And that's the Morning Brew. The Morning Brew. Yes, the Morning Brew has all kinds of business, economical, and financial information that are broken down in a way that's really fun. So I like Morning Brew. I also like Housing Wire. That's more of a mortgage-centric newsletter, and I get kind of like the daily updates on what's happened on the federal level with products and things. I also love, from a marketing perspective, the Daily Carnage. And it has a whole bunch of articles, snips of articles about what's going on as far as marketing, updates, social media, and things that are changing in that world. I also love the Skim. The Skim is a great basic, just general, what's happened in the world yesterday briefing, and it's done in a way that's really fun. And then I also love Marketing Examples. Marketing Examples is a weekly email that goes out that has snips of like comparison case studies. So Patagonia did a release of how they're opening up their, their stores. And they had a great way of addressing things honestly and genuinely. And I love that kind of stuff. It's tangible information that you can implement like that day. I also love Exploding Topics, and Exploding Topics is it's a weekly email as well, and it gets 5 random topics that are trending all over the internet. Like one's like insect hotels right now, or certain house plants, and it tells you why and what the rate of the topic is going. So I like those.
Well, that's good. I wanted to let everyone know.
Now, as far as podcast,
I'm sorry. You froze for a second and I jumped in. Just quickly want to let everyone know that all of the podcasts that we're in YouTube and Facebook places that we mentioned today are going to be emailed to everyone that's tuned in. So if you're frantically writing and feeling like you're missing things, we're going to make sure that you're emailed that information.
Yes. Sorry, I forgot to tell it, because that would be like writing down all kinds of stuff. Okay, so podcasts. The one that got me started when I entered into the mortgage world, because I didn't even know like the steps of a mortgage, was I searched and I found Jen Duplessis's podcast. She was a speaker a couple of years ago at MAAR. Hers is mortgage lending mastery. And what I loved about it, it's not just about mortgages, it's about business. So lots of realtors are interviewed. She has a whole launch series on starting your business, all of those things. And then I moved on to I still listen to her, but I also listened to the Jordan Harbinger show. And that started because I wanted to learn more about authentic networking and nonverbal communication. That's a big thing, I think, for anybody, but especially for me. I felt going into this kind of financial world and being a woman, I wanted to know how to position myself with nonverbal communication that felt strong and powerful. And so I love the Jordan Harbinger show. He's moved on to his own thing, but he's great. And he has a little course called 6-Minute Networking, and it's free. And I love that course. And it's about digging the well before you're thirsty. And I think, we're all kind of thirsty right now, but as you move along in your business, it's a great tool. I also love, for marketing purposes, Social Media Marketing Happy Hour. And that is 200 episodes of these ladies who have their own marketing businesses. And it delves deep into like SEO, the right websites, lead pages, all of that stuff. And they're done in a really accessible way. So I really like that one. And then the one that I keep in my back pocket as an affiliate to all new realtors is the Wright Brothers podcast. And I love that. It's about 10 to 15 episodes, but it's really great information from 2 guys that have been born and bred into a really successful top producing team. Their parents have a great team in Orange County. and it talks about setting up a great listing presentation, a referral program, all of those basic structures you need to have a successful real estate business. And as affiliate, I want to know those things too, because I want to be a resource if I can be.
And actually, you know, as an affiliate, whether as it shows the education is key, whatever field you're in, whether you're a realtor, you're an affiliate, if you're looking for it to be professional and the best you can be, education is key. We talked a little bit about yesterday during our test. A lot of these podcasts, TED Talks, YouTube videos are like 15, 20 minutes tops, which is perfect if you're driving from one appointment to another, if you're whether you're at the hairdressers or anywhere that you're having to be stable for a few minutes. These are good little tidbits to just put into your arsenal. Has anyone else found that to be true as well?
Definitely, definitely, Brenda. I discovered podcast in this shutdown. I never had really participated in that before. I had heard about all of that, but I had never really participated. But there's several that I listen to now for fun and for entertainment and just to kill time. But there's one that I never missed, and that's the Brian Buffini Show. He's a podcast as well as a YouTube channel program. Brian is a real estate, most everybody's heard of him if they've been in real estate for any length of time. He's an amazing trainer, but he's been interviewing Lawrence Yun and the different ones that are, you know, the head of the Fannie Mae, all of those business leaders that are keeping a close watch on what's happening right now to housing. That information has been so valuable to me as a realtor and as a managing broker as well. It helps to keep he's giving us so much information completely pertinent to what we do. Also, like some of the reading material, Morning Brew is one of my favorites. Again, I've never had Siri read it to me, but she's going to read it to me in the morning. Thank you for that, Kelly.
You're welcome. Yeah, that's my favorite thing. I can't live without Siri Speak Screen.
Yeah, and Morning Brew is great. I found it about 6 months ago, and it's one of the first things that I read every morning. Like you said, it has all of these little tidbits, and it just snaps right along. So if you haven't tried Morning Brew, that's definitely one to take advantage of.
Yeah, and I would encourage you, like if there's anything you want to learn, whether it's diving deeper into your CRM or just learning one thing, like if you were like, how do I create, you know, video? Like I literally looked up, how do I create great video content that's user friendly? And YouTube, I YouTube everything. So I encourage you, like if you have a program that you're not great about, you're not perfect at, I will guarantee you on YouTube, there's an entire channel devoted to that CRM or that product, and just go through the tutorials and look through it. And YouTube is my absolute friend. I love it.
That sounds good. We want to also invite our not the panelists, but everyone listening, to also let us know what your favorite podcasts are, YouTube videos that you might be watching. Where are you getting your information that's helping you every day? Share that with us, and we're going to try to share it with everyone else as we move along. Thank you, Kelly.
You're welcome.
Brenda, I like to echo what Tommie said. The Brian Buffini shows, those are great sources of information, and he's been interviewing some really top key people recently. And another one is Real Estate Rocks. It's with Patrick Lilly. He's a broker in New York, and he's been interviewing for years top agents and successful all over the country. So again, that's another one that's got some great information in there. So
Real Estate Rocks.
Real Estate Rocks.
Oh, we forgot our favorite that we talked about yesterday, Lee Brown. Anybody else want to say it? I'll say it. Crazy-ish in real estate. If you want education, and listen to Lee Brown's great voice. I cannot get enough of her. She could speak the phone book to me, and she's great, and it's funny, and it's educational, and it's empowering, and I love it.
So we'll add Lee Brown definitely add Lee Brown to the chat and to everyone's email. Melissa, did you have anything to add?
Yeah, I had one we didn't talk about yesterday, actually. It's called Gym Secrets. And it's a man, kind of like what Kelly said. He runs and helps people grow their gyms. So it's like, you might have to excuse some of the language sometimes, but it's like it's a different perspective on a different field, like what Kelly's talking about. We can all learn from different businesses. But he's really good. And then I don't know if y'all have heard Ashton Gustafson. He was here a couple years ago. And he's great. And his podcast is, and it's not so much real estate stuff, but he's got great authors that are on it. Good, True, and Beautiful. So that's a good one too, just to get in a good headspace sometimes, as opposed to all the learning, which is great, but sometimes we need a break from that too. But his are really good too.
And just to add just one also, Go Giver is a great little quick book, Go Giver. And a lot of times if we're feeling stuck, being of service to others can kind of move you along and motivate you. So I'd like to add Go Giver. That's my little tidbit for books and podcasts. That's great.
That's on my list too. Brenda, I've got another book that I've just discovered is called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And I've read that one just during this time I've read it. It is amazing how easy he makes building habits. He gives us a plan for doing it. It's an amazing little book. So I do recommend Atomic Habits. There's a book also called The Miracle Morning for Real Estate.
Yes.
That's a good one by Hal Elrod. I can't even talk this morning. Another one is, I think it was Melissa that was talking about nonverbal communication, or maybe it was Kelly. And I know we're talking about emails and text messages and things like that, but when you are sitting and talking to someone, there's so much more to communication than words. So there's a book called What Everybody is Saying, and it's about how to read body language. It's written by Joe Navarro. It's really a fun read. He's an FBI interrogator, and he did this whole study on what our body is saying. Like when we look one direction, we're telling a lie. When we're looking another direction, we're thinking. Those types of things. Also just different mannerisms that we all have. And it's something that, yes, we can learn by looking at other people and kind of read what they're really thinking by interpreting their body movements. But it's also a situation that we can train ourselves to project the message that we truly want to project, and not subconsciously block somebody out by just a mannerism that is just a habit and doesn't have anything to do with what we're really feeling. Anyway, that's a couple of
these are all really, really good ones. Kelly, I think you had one more, and then we'll go to the next little segment, or did you?
I think that, webinars. I would encourage you all to just, in some of those newsletters that you subscribe to, there's always a webinar that's being publicized. Yeah. And at this point, gathering that knowledge is the best. So I usually subscribe to the webinars that my newsletters send, whether it's, honestly, I did one on the right Zoom makeup. So, anything that you can learn, and it's not just about learning those things for yourself, it's learning to share them with others. Right. And that's what I really like about education too, is that when you see someone that has a need, you can, easily say, hey, I learned this, maybe this will be helpful to you. And that's when you establish bonds and friendships and relationships. So in an honest way.
Yeah. Thank you all. That was a great little segment. Lots to learn there. Want to move on to Melissa. Melissa, recently, MAAR had about a couple months ago, we had a huge win with Trek. They voted to allow us to offer, or MAAR to offer live stream classes. And I want to give a shout out to the Ed Foundation, MAAR, and especially O'Hare for pushing that and spearheading that effort. Would you share with us all the good news about the live stream classes that MAAR is now offering?
Sure. All right, so that, this whole Zoom thing and live stream classes are pretty new for all of us. So O'Hara, she was hugely instrumental in getting all that passed, actually, with track. But the live stream classes, they're new for us with all this pandemic. And you can find the classes at MAAR.org under education and then continuing education. You can find all of the classes on there, which are amazing. And all of the classes that we've had in person are now online. Which is wonderful. And the date has been extended. So Education Foundation, everybody got that extended to the end of December, which is huge as well. It was like the middle of May, and now it's extended, which is great. Mm-hmm. And to piggyback on what Brenda was saying about O'Hara, it's like Trek used her like verbatim, her rules that she wanted. It was like the instructor has to see everybody's faces. You can't just blank out and go somewhere else and come back. So lots of different things that were put in place that make a lot of sense, honestly. But, O'Hara, initiated all of that, which is wonderful. Then Chattanooga and Nashville, and then of course MAAR was instrumental in getting all that passed, for us to get our education, in a new format. So all of that's been really a huge success, and really MAAR, is instrumental in starting all of it. So got to be really proud of our, our community here.
Absolutely.
Hey, good job, O'Hara and Education Foundation.
Yes. We're continuing our education. We've had to find a way for our members to still be able to get their CE and their education. So this was an amazing task to get done. Tommie, I think you were in the, not in the room, but on the call when Trek made the decision. You have any thoughts about that you want to share?
I was the fly on the wall. I was interested to hear what was being said, and it was really interesting that they took, just like Melissa said, they took O'Hara's recommendations that our task force had worked on, obviously, together and put the list together. But our list was so well thought out that it made it easy for Trek to make a decision in favor of online CE classes. And MAAR, once again, as always in the state of Tennessee and nationwide these days, led the way. O'Hara deserves a huge round of applause and just accolades for getting the job done, being on the job and getting all of that done. It was amazing. It was just so much fun to hear them talking about our plan. Yeah.
And I want to thank the Education Foundation too for we had to have an emergency meeting to put some things together to present to Trek, and everyone was involved and available. So personally, I want to thank the Education Foundation for being on point for that as well. Melissa, can you tell us again how to find the classes that are offered at MAAR Livestream?
Sure. If you go to MAAR.org, and then there's a tab for education, and then there's still more tabs underneath that. It's continuing education. Excellent. So they're all right there, a whole big list, which is great.
Thanks, Melissa. Anyone else? All right. So lastly, I wanted to ask all of you and everyone listening to please share, post in the chat. What are some of the new skills or hobbies that you're doing since we've been self-distancing for your mental health practices? Are you doing anything new to just stay sane, for lack of a better phrase, and keep yourselves uplifted? Share with us some of the things that you're doing that's new, that you're finding that's helping you.
I'll start. When all this first started, I had kind of this moment where I kind of didn't understand what my purpose was in all this, and how, some of what I was doing was just like, it didn't matter, and how can I be helpful in this time? And what I realized was that I was having this lack of like progress or positivity. I was focused on something that was too big. And so from my own mental health, I started focusing on what was my win today? And if I didn't have one, what can I do to create those wins? And what can I do to feel like I'm progressing in some way? So I reached out to someone, Shannon McWaters, who does a great job with video content. And it was something that I realized in social media, we just didn't have enough of. And so I talked to her about it, and she gave me a few tips, and I just dove right in to learn something different. And I think that's what I was lacking. I needed to progress in some way that felt real and now. So, and I think too, sometimes we need somebody to give us some permission to delve into something different. And I think we need to just go for it. And so I learned some video editing, and if you haven't seen some of our blooper reels, it's really funny and it's been so much fun. But focus on finding that win of your day and what you can do to progress. And then in progression, if you can't find anything, you can go to Lowe's and get yourself a good smelling, honestly, because it grows like weed, herbs, whether it's mint or basil, and I think dill. Those grow like weeds, and they give me progress every day. They grow so fast. By 2 days, you can look at it and it's got new sprigs on it all the time. I think you need to focus on something that is growing and has progress. And if all else fails, at least you got some mint for a mojito and you can have a good old drink at the end of the day. But I'm telling you, I now have like 6 of these, and I have mint, I have dill, I have thyme, I have basil, and oregano, and they just grow all the time. And it's like, well, at least something's progressing today. I may have bombed something, but I can water a plant and now it's growing. So
it's a progression, right?
Yes. Give me a win. Give me a win.
I think we're all going to Lowe's after this, Kelly. We'll all have herb gardens. What about you, Tommie?
Well, I learned, and I think early on I realized that I think it was in MAAR training, that MAAR leadership class that the Education Foundation sponsored and made available to so many of us. I learned that I'm kind of a borderline introvert extrovert. So there's this side of me that wants to be out with all the people, and I'm energized by the people in my office. And then there's this other piece of me that really likes to be at home and quiet and by myself to re-energize. So I've learned to kind of enjoy both of that. And one of the ways that I get out is through Zoom. And the Ed Foundation has basically taught us how to use Zoom successfully for meeting with friends, meeting with all of the agents in my office. I meet with them every Tuesday. And it's been fun to learn together how to use that tool. And we're having Zoom family reunions and Zoom cocktail hours and Zoom educational opportunities just like today. So there's any number of ways. We're just learning new skills. I feel like a lot of this is going to be part of our new norm going into the future. And we may as well embrace it and take an opportunity to learn. So we can either crawl in the closet, which sometimes I feel like just crawling into the closet, curling up in a ball and just saying, when is this all going to be over? Or we can just put on our happy face, pull up our big girl panties and just deal with it and make something good out of it. Turn those lemons into lemonade or put it in our sweet tea.
Yeah, there you go.
I just want to add the 5-minute journal. It's a book that you can get to write in, but there's also an app, if you can see it in the top left. And so when you click on it, so every day you get up and you say, for a new entry, write today's entry, I'm grateful for 3 things. So I think no matter what, I mean, it could be my hot cup of coffee. I mean, some days have been so tough lately. It just makes us be in a better space in our heads to be there's something we can always be thankful for. Granted, some days I have to look hard, it's like it may be whatever it is, but you write 3 of those and what will I do to make today great? So it's not, conquering the world. It could be, driving to the office. I don't know. I mean, it's a crazy world right now. And then daily affirmations at the bottom. And then you check back in at night and go, 3 more things. So it's just a great way to get up every morning. I try not to check email for a good bit either, whether I've worked out or gone to run or something. Don't start your day with the jolt of, people are mad right now. I mean, people are unhappy and, and we're the culprit of, their anxiety a lot of times. It's hard to take. So it's like, so just get you in the right headspace to deal with some of this and be gracious. Cause I mean, it's tough for, so many people, but I
Absolutely.
love that. I was writing it for a while, but now there's an app, so you just get in and do it all the time. But that's a great one too. And I think it's $5.99. It's not much, but the app, it's really neat to kind of, just to think of things that we can be grateful for every day.
Yeah.
Wonderful, Melissa. That's
How
a good
about you, Greg?
Yeah, at the very beginning of this, I was real confused. We all were, we didn't know what was happening. And it was kind of like the snow day was never ending. It was, we love a snow day. It makes us stay at home, but it just was going, longer and longer. So then I realized that I needed to schedule my day just like I had been, time block, set the schedule, make a routine, and stick with it. So that helped me, when this all kind of started to, get my mindset correct and realize that, as a few other people have said, this is our new normal for a while. And as I think Tommie said, make lemonade out of lemons. And that's what we've had to do. And it's worked.
Greg, you shared yesterday about what else you did.
Oh no, what was it?
Your schedule. Your schedule.
Yeah, scheduling my day.
Yeah.
I schedule my day. I keep it, time blocked throughout the day, and stick with it. And that's really, really helped.
Keeps you organized.
In
your mind too.
It does. And we have actually, we've all been busy during this time too. And if I had not stuck with the schedule and kept all that together, all the different changes that we're getting thrown at, only one person in the house at a time to show a home. We have a lot of restrictions through our day. So that's really helped me stick to the task at hand.
Good.
And I did not realize it until yesterday. I had planted some herbs, and Kelly told me that I need to go out there and kind of watch them a little bit closer. And they are growing like weeds. And I do not have a green thumb.
No.
I have chocolate, I have basil, and I have rosemary. So if you need it, call me. I'll bring it to you. I got it.
Thank you.
One thing too, Brenda, we talked about this yesterday. One thing that I've heard over and over again, we're all in the same. We keep hearing that we're all in the same boat, but we're not really in the same boat. We're in the same storm, but we're in different boats. And this whole thing is impacting each one of us individually in a different way. And we have to figure out a way to cope. And some of the things that these guys have recommended, sticking to a schedule. I think the best thing, I've been doing it for so long, getting up, getting dressed and go to work, whether I come to the office or I go to work at home, it's just part of my day. And that's just part of who realtors are. We are always ready, and we're flexible, and we're adaptable. And we also have a very positive attitude and approach to life. And that's a general statement about real estate and real estate professionals, but I think it's a true one overall.
I think so. And with that said, I want to just, and I shared yesterday, share today. The weather has been exceptionally cooler for a longer period of time. And I shared yesterday that we have a beautiful back porch, and we always clean it off and dress it, and then it gets to be 110 degrees, and I'm just not that girl. But it's been cooler longer, so I've been taking some time to just go out on the porch, sit, read, or listen to a podcast, or even work. You can work out there, and so I've been enjoying that, and just trying to take it one moment at a time, because we've all had to pivot and all had to adjust. But taking time to get your education and just taking time for yourself, I want to encourage everybody to do that. And want to thank everybody for joining in today.
Yeah, this is
I
great.
want to thank all of you so very much. This was so great and informative. Thank you guys. Tons of good ideas. So as Brenda said before, O'Hara's been compiling all this information, and she and Kate are going to email it out to all the attendees this afternoon. So you will get the list of all these awesome resources. I'm so glad y'all were here to get to hear it. You should feel really special, because this was like a gold mine of good stuff that I'm going to check a lot of it out too. So thank you guys. And Amy Batson just made a great note that Brian Buffini is going to be going on at 11 in the NAR legislative meetings. So hopefully you guys are signed up for those. If not, I think you can literally hop on and register right now and then go log on to listen to him live. So we'll let you jump off of this call and zoom on to that one. But thank you. Brenda, especially, great job moderating. Greg, Tommie, Melissa, and Kelly, you guys brought so much to us today. I really appreciate it. And big thanks to O'Hara and Kate for getting all this set up for us too.
Yay.
So, yay.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Enjoy your day.
See you soon, I hope.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.